All right, guys. Yep, it is true. I'm sure a lot of you guys have deduced or came to the conclusion that I am switching, and it is true. I am going to switch this year to bowl two-handed. In this Break 700 video here, you're going to kind of hear me like brain barf about everything that's going on and all of the different scenarios and why I'm switching and stuff like that. I kind of want to make just a quick intro here just to kind of give you the full transparency of it, so that way you kind of don't get lost in like my word vomit that I have going on here in this upcoming Break 700 video here. But the long story short is this. I want to go compete, and I want to compete at the highest level, and I haven't been able to do that the past probably 2 years due to fit issues or hand problems or something with a finger or something like that. Most of you guys know I don't cheat it at the bottom of the swing. A lot of my bowling career has been built on trying to be the most efficient to create as much power as possible, right? I'm a big advocate of higher rev rate, more power. That's just how I've built my whole bowling game. And after 18 years of developing, and then I would say probably a solid 6 years developing specifically the power, it's coming back to me now that I'm getting a little bit older, to where my wrists, my forearm, my elbow, my bicep, they're not really as happy with me as they once were. I'm not a freak of nature. I'm not a unique specimen who can just do wild things. I'm just a normal guy who found the limits of what his body could do. And, being at 550 to 560 RPM for 6 or 7 years, and that's just maxed out, and I'm doing that every single time I bowl. Over time, it'll wear on you, and it just so happened to catch up to me at the U.S. Open. And the U.S. Open isn't really the determining factor to why I'm switching to two hands. It was more just the straw that broke the camel's back. There was a bunch of other discussions and scenarios where it was just making it more and more clear that bowling two-handed could be a real option, just to take away fatigue, pain, discomfort, and allow me to focus more on the idea of just knocking down the bowling pins. When you constantly bowl in discomfort and pain, you're not really focusing on what the lanes are doing or what the tournament's going on. You're not really present because you're just thinking about, how can I throw this with the least amount of discomfort? And I'm just getting tired of that. Going back to last year, you'll hear me say that I lost 3 regionals last year due to a fit issue. That may be a little bit of a stretch, maybe exaggerating just a little bit. There were for sure 2 events that I thought I should have won just because I was throwing it phenomenal and I had the best look. That would have been Fairlawn, Ohio, where I lost in the round of 4, and then in Anderson, I lost in the title match. I just couldn't get my hand on a ball. And then there was another event in Evansville. Here we talk about I bowled against my buddy Rick McCormick, who bowled great, but I could not get my thumb out of the ball in the first round, and I couldn't even put up a fight in that match. And so those 3 events were like very stand out to me. They stood out a lot to me, and about just the opportunities that I kind of missed just because of my fit issues. And also the big one was back at the World Series of Bowling. I had that huge run on Cheetah. I ended up making the World Championship cut, and I had to bowl the last 2 games in match play for the World Championship two-handed because my thumb was as raw as could be, and my fingers were just completely destroyed. And that's like the worst type of feeling, knowing that you made it this far and that you were, at the time going into match play, I was only like 30 pins out of the show for the World Championship, and knowing that I only made it 4 games deep into match play before my hand completely just crapped out on me. And that is so disheartening, and I never want that to happen again. And this last year, I got to bowl the U.S. Open, and it may be my only U.S. Open, and I unfortunately had to go through that tournament. And the fact we almost withdrew after the second day just because of all the pain I was in, how bad my shoulder hurt. It's funny, I go back and watch that video. I wasn't really as transparent with you guys as I should have been about how uncomfortable and painful that was. It was enough to where I actually had to call my mom, who's been in the medical field for many, many years, and talk through it. And she basically just said, if you just tape it up and you get your pitches fixed in your thumb, you'll be fine. And never want to have that scenario happen again. So I do here in this video talk to you guys about still working with one-handed, right? Trying to find a fit and everything to kind of work with that. I'll be honest with you, I will probably still try, but I'm not all fired up to go do it because I have been making really good strides two-handed, and I've been enjoying it a lot. I'm able to go practice 8 to 12 games a night, and no wrist, thumb issues, no arm problems, and I can come back the next day and bowl another 8 to 12, and it's just been a lot more fun. I can really focus on what I'm doing. It's kind of like a fresh start, but it is kind of scary because like I said, 18 years developing one specific type of way of bowling, and now we're gonna completely change that up. But I know you guys are here. Hopefully you guys are here for me and not just the way I throw the bowling ball. I'm sure there are some people here for the way I throw the bowling ball, but for you guys who are here just to support me, I want to say thank you. It's going to be a new journey, a new ride, and I just want you guys to know I love you, and hopefully we can make something awesome happen with this. And if not, let's make some good content. Let's have some fun with it. We'll see what we can do. Let's see how big of hurdles we can actually get over and see what we can make of this. So let's get into this Break 700, guys. I love you guys all. I'm looking forward to this year. Hopefully we can make something happen. Take care. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Straight Off the Hook. I'm Mikey Slayball, and today, we're going to talk through it. I am joining the dark side. There's a lot of different reasons why I am. There's kind of been a long road leading up to this. It hasn't just been like US Open happened and I'm quit with my thumb. This has been like a year and a half in the process type of decision. And I guess you can say after the US Open, it just made it that much easier for me to, I guess you say, switch over. Now, there are some stipulations with this. I'm not fully switching on the premise of never going back. I am going to keep working to try to fix the one-handed fit issue. However, where I've gotten to with my comfortability throwing a two-handed, I just don't really see me going back because, well, no pain, no swelling, can bowl long formats and not hurt. Don't have to worry about tape, pitches, any of that stuff. I can just bowl, and that is a huge relief. Now, obviously, there's still a lot of character building to be done with two hands. It's not just, set in stone, I'm ready to go compete right now. But I will tell you guys, I've made a great stride in progress the past, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. And took a little trip forward, Patty D. And I think that it's just time. I'm ready to be done with pain. I'm ready to be done with discomfort. I'm ready to just go out and bowl and get into it. So today what we're gonna do is a little Break 700 on, I think it's 45 feet, Route 66. This is a pattern I bowled on quite a bit as a youth. I figure a lot of you guys can relate to this pattern. And we're just gonna do a Break 700, talk through the changes, what we're gonna go through, what we're gonna hopefully see in the future here with two-handed, and also too, like some of the things I'm gonna work on with one-handed, because I don't wanna say I'm gonna completely quit it, but at the same time too, I'm not gonna be super pressed to go out and start fixing every bowling ball with my span and my pitches. So let's get into this Break 700, see what we can do, have some fun, and hopefully make some sense of why I'm making the switch. All right, so we're on Route 66 here, 45 feet. I'm gonna start with a Nuclear Forge. This is actually one of my favorite balls, two-handed so far. I'm a big fan of this one. A little bit bigger motor, it's a little bit slower, but also clean through the front part of the lane, which kind of allows me to be a little bit more aggressive, which is what I like to do two-handed. I like to be more aggressive and kind of just shove the ball there. The touch will come in time, but also too, with how much this place hooks, I think this ball just looks the best. So let's get started here. That's a good start. So I have really started to come into my own two-handed. It has been a process. I would say for like the past 4 months, I've really started to hyper focus on it because the pain was getting bad enough and the discomfort was getting bad enough that I'm just like, this is probably gonna come sooner or later. And sure enough, it did after the US Open. Right now I'm working through some of the smaller things, such as the touch adjustments instead of the big moves. The big moves I can make because I can visually see my ball oversee it or undersee it. But the small stuff, like the little wrap 10s and the little like maybe 4-pin, I'm trying to figure out whether that's me or the ball or maybe a move that needs to happen. So we're still working through all that. Let's make another good shot here. Just gotta go a little bit. All right, that's a good shot. There's quite a bit of hook on these lane surfaces. So, I mean, this may not be like true Route 66, maybe a little bit more hook in the middle of the lane, but it's still 45 feet and it's still gonna help me or keep my angles somewhat that way. All right, we're off to a good start here. Just gonna focus on keeping this ball, keeping my hand right behind the ball and just making good shots. That's really good there. Oh, that's really good. Now, that one I was a little slow and a little firm.
maybe a pinch in, but overall my launch angles are getting much, much better two-handed, which is allowing me to have those slight misses and still get the ball to strike just because launch angles are good, relatively close ball speed, and obviously with rev rate, I'm not gonna have one where I dead snatch it or dead miss it. It's the beauty about throwing it two-handed. You don't have to worry about that miss. So now we can take those hits, be happy with them, and keep moving forward. So just gonna move back here, stay locked in, make a good shot. That's a lot better. Say more forward, more to the right. Wasn't quite aced, but direction was good. Hand release, hand position was good at the release. You guys get what I'm saying? Shim. That's got to shim a little bit. 45 feet. Now that is one really good thing about two-handed that I have learned to love is that my missed lefts aren't grabs. They're just missed lefts. So the ball's not gonna like super over bounce or oversee it. And scenarios like this where I have a lot of oil in the middle of the lane, ball shims through it pretty well. And I mean, it just doesn't see it too hard off the spot. One thing I really have struggled with mightily is tempo and feel when it comes to ball speed. You know, one-handed, I was able to gear it up to 18.5 and then gear it down to 14.5. I had this huge range that I could feel and manipulate. But see, that was all with like push away speed and my first step speed. See, with two hands, it's about the entire approach and how your cadence is getting to the line that is going to determine, you know, how fast or slow you throw it. So that's still a mystery to me right now. That's really good. And so it's kind of learning the feel, the touch, the rhythm of how to gear up and gear down. I will say I'm getting better, but like I only got a month left to the next tour stop. Kind of a lot to do before I get there. Oh, go a lot. Oh. Well, we've got this right now. That's really good. Just make shots like that, I'll be fine. I don't have to worry about it. That's pretty close. Oh! Now see, those are some of my small misses right there that I gotta like try to iron out a little bit. So that was like really forward. Now, obviously it still saw it really well and it still struck. It should have wrapped 10 because I was that forward. However, one great news about the two-handed thing is that you're always forward. And so even if you're super forward, it's still gonna have a chance. Like my worst miss is usually a flat 10 when I dump it like dead forward off my hand. And my misses have been getting smaller and smaller to where, like on that shot there, it was dead forward, still struck. So now, holy cow, let's see if we can't finish this thing out. Oh, that's in, this guy's shim. Oh! Y'all, I promise this is Route 66. Holy cow. Oh, I just stuck. Yeah. Well, I almost died, but that's okay, because we got 9. Oh. First spare ball of the day, we'll take that. 280, 288. Yeah, for almost dying on that last shot, I'll take that. All right, so for game 2 here, I don't see there being any need to change bowling balls. Just gotta make better shots. So notice that like I was kind of getting over it a little bit there at the end. So let's work on keeping that chest a little bit taller. Make a little move here, make a good shot. All right. That's really good. All right, good shot, good start, good shot, and deadwood. So let's talk about one-handed here for a second, because obviously I'm still bowling one-handed. I shoot spares one-handed. When it comes to bowling one-handed, I'm gonna take some time here for the next couple months. I'm gonna drill up some bowling balls and work with pitches and feel and figure out, is there any way to still make this worthwhile, still usable, right? Because I spent 18 years of my life dedicated to throwing it with my thumb in it, and now all of a sudden, like just when things start to get good, I'm gonna take my thumb out of it. I know it sounds bonkers, but Realistically, my hand, thumb, wrist, forearm, elbow have been taking quite the beating for the past, probably say 6 years, since I really started working on rev rate and getting my power numbers higher. And when you start doing that and you really start focusing on power output and all you know is just max throttle, your body doesn't like you sometimes, and my body definitely has been upset with me at least the past 2 years. That's a good shot, there we go. So doing this two-handed thing, I don't have to worry about anything going wrong with my hand or my thumb. Now, again, it's still hard for me because, right, we worked so hard for so many years just to say, yeah, we're gonna bowl two-handed now. So I'm not gonna totally give it up, but I will tell you guys this. After the US Open and that experience and how I didn't even think I was gonna be able to finish the tournament, I don't ever wanna do that again. A little spinning, but that's gonna get there. Ah, there we go. And another deadwood. All right, so as we're waiting for the re-rack here, some of my misses have actually come from just improper fit two-handed. I did just actually somewhat fix that. These last couple balls I drilled, they're an inch away for the ring and a 7/8 away for the middle. And that feels so good on my hand. But this ball here is 7/8 in both. So it doesn't quite sit in my hand as flush as I'd like it to. So that's kind of some of the reason I spin it sometimes. So we are working through that, but I am feeling much more comfortable. Maybe. Oh, Patty D, where you at? Where are you at, Pat? And some of the other feels I've been working on too is, you know, do I want the ball to float in my backswing or do I want to touch my forearm, right? Like what am I going for here? What feels the most comfortable? Because like some guys like to put it on the forearm, some guys like to float it. You know, Chris Vi likes to float it. Guys like Lane and Jordan like to put it against their forearm. You know, what do I like to do? What feels the best to me? And I'm definitely one who likes to put it on my forearm. I feel more control that way. And I feel like I roll the ball into the lane better when I do that. You know, I feel like my hand sits just more confidently under the ball when I do that. Like that right there, that's so good. And so when I make shots like that, it makes me think switching to two hands is the best decision I've ever made in my life. But long road to go, long road to go. Now, I know a lot of people are gonna be upset. Mikey, why would you switch? We loved you because you're one-handed. And believe me, if I didn't have to switch, I wouldn't. I'd much rather bowl one-handed just because of all the work I put into it. However, the game is evolving to a point where throwing it without your thumb actually is beneficial in certain scenarios just because of the chemistry behind, or the physics behind a bowling ball in the lanes, right? There are moments where two-handers are at an advantage. And that's a whole science rabbit hole that I can't really go down because I'm not smart enough to, but it makes sense in my head, okay? And to me, if times are changing to the point where, you know, this type of style is beneficial to have, my longevity is better, and my risk of injury is lower, I just don't see this being, I just don't really see there being another option. I really don't. I want to bowl pain-free, I want to bowl for titles, and I want to be able to go out and compete and not have to worry about a fit issue. Oh, shim, please shim, please shim. If that had struck, that'd have been super impressive. Back to the spare ball now. Now the reason I'm struggling with this right now is because, well, I just re-drilled the thumb and I put a quarter reverse and another eighth left in it to help clear it better because I wasn't even clearing my spare ball anymore. There we go. Deadwood. Which that feels a lot better. That feels much more comfortable. It comes off my hand a lot faster, which is what we want. Now, I won't lie to you guys, one thing that has kind of hindered me bowling two-handed is the ability to put together really good games. Because what happens is I'll throw 8 of 10 really good shots, and I'll have 2 that are just so bad that I'm lucky if they get 5, right? So, quiet, Dave. And so right now, what I'm really focusing on is my pre-shot routine in my setup, because that leads to a lot of those bad shots. I'm just not comfortable, not in the right headspace, right? Because I'm still thinking about what I'm looking at, how my feet are supposed to go. So we're just gonna focus on making good shots and let the rest take care of itself. Whoa, whoa. Okay, that wasn't that bad. All right. Well, it may be time to make a change. That bounced pretty hard. I'm not sure if I'm going to though. All right, well, we may be looking at a ball change here soon at least. I'm not gonna change just yet because that did get right just a little bit on me. I'm gonna try to keep this a little bit more in front of me here. May have to go to something a little bit bigger of a motor. It slows it down just a little bit more. That's close. All right, there we go. Good shot. Some of the hardest things I've really had to work through is the feel of how it's supposed to feel coming off my hand. Because when I'm coming down one-handed, yeah, I'm trying to get to the inside of it, but my thumb goes over the ball this way, like I'm opening a doorknob, right? So I'm here, and then I'm here. We're two-handed, you're here, but you're not trying to get here. You're here trying to get, like, here. That's it. Because as soon as you get around it, as soon as your elbow gets around it all, you're just gonna dead spin it like a top, and then, you're probably gonna throw it in the right gutter or miss completely. Which I guess throwing in the right gutter would be missing completely, but you get my point. So a lot of the change has been the feel getting into the swing at the bottom and what the hand does coming out of the ball. It doesn't go around it anymore, it stays right behind it, which feels so weird, because it almost feels like I'm throwing it dead straight, but you're not. Oh no, go, 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 go. Ah, that was a bad shot. Spine tilt was pretty bad on that one. That just wasn't very high quality. Let's run this thing down. Good spare. Coming in the 10th frame here. Let's make a couple good ones. Try to put a really big number up to start. That's really good. See, you make shots like that, I'm very happy. One time. Oh, give me that hit. All right, 224, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 224 and 288 puts me at, that should be 512 for the turn. We'll take that. That means I need 188 for the last game. All right, guys, so for the last game, got the new Evoke Hysteria, if I get pins. I've thrown 2 shots with this. I'm making a wild guess on where I'm supposed to be with this right now. Hopefully I at least get to the head pin. This does have my correct pitches in it. This ball feels amazing in my hands. So I'm hoping to make some better shots this game and put up another good number. I'd love to shoot a deep, deep 700 number here. That'd be cool. Be close. If you haven't already bought one, go buy one. I really need to get all of my stuff fixed to this pitch in these fingers because this lays in my hands so well. So well. Close. Oh yeah, we love that. We love that. One thing I'm gonna focus on quite a bit these next couple months is gonna be posting shots. As you guys have seen, I've fallen off quite a bit of my shots here. A lot of that has to do with just like still trying to get comfortable with my hand position, starting position. It's just like it's all, I guess you say, uncomfortable a little bit. So we're trying to dial that in. So, but that will be one thing I'm gonna look to fix for the next tour stop, is I'm gonna be posting a lot more of my shots. Okay. That wasn't that good of a shot, but that's all right, we'll take it. Good spare. All right. So my goal this year, each year I set goals for myself of what I want to do. This year, I have 2 majors left. I have the Masters and the Players, both coming up in a month. Don't got much time to be ready for those. Honestly, I just want to go out and not finish last like I did in the US Open. That's my main goal in those. I want to go out, put together some commendable performances, stuff that I can hold my head high and build off of. That's a really good shot. That ball's much slower than I thought it was going to be, which is a really good thing, because that means I can actually use that quite a bit. Anyways, back to goals. Make some good performances out at the Masters and the Players, right? Try not to finish last. Just put up commendable performances. And then this year, I want to get back to the RPI, but bowling two-handed. That's the long-term goal for the regional season. Goals within the regional season. I want one title this year, two-handed. I know it's a lot to ask. I don't think I'm asking for too much, but I do think that I am quite a ways off from where I need to be shot making wise in pressure situations two-handed. And I'm really gonna have to dial in the mental game behind two-handed, right? It's a whole different aspect, or a different feel, right? I have this aggressive, angry, almost like mad mental headspace when I'm bowling really good one-handed, because I can be very aggressive. Where this, I don't have the ability to be quite as aggressive because my thumb's not in it. I can't throw it at the floor. I can roll it to the floor, but I can't throw it into the floor. And so it's just kind of figuring out the mentalities and the feels and kind of the headspace I need to be in doing this. It's going to allow me to make the best quality shots I can make. That is so good. Wow. They are clipped really bad. Wow. I'll get 3. So there's the goals this year. Make it back to the RPI, one title two-handed, and honestly, just enjoy bowling again. Last year I won one title in, that would have been Lorain, Ohio. I lost 3 other titles due to hand problems. I lost to Graham and Anderson in the title match. I lost to Ryan Liederbach in the round of 4 in Fairlawn. That's a good shot. There we go, good shot. And then I lost, it would have been Evansville to Rick McCormick in the first round. And I had the best look in the house, just couldn't get my hand out of the ball. So, and I'm not saying that those guys didn't bowl great, obviously they did. I don't want you guys to think I'm taking anything away from them, but I know when I got the look, and all those tournaments I had the look, and I just couldn't get my thumb out of the ball. And I'm tired of doing that. That's getting old. And so if this takes away that problem, of getting deep into tournament runs and having my thumb blow up and where I can't throw good shots at all, I'm in. I want to compete all the way through a tournament, not have something as dumb as a fit issue take me out of the running. Oh, that's so good. Oh. We're kind of getting locked in now, so let's try to finish out this game. Let's put together a really good number here. Oh, that's so good. Yeah, you better fall. Well, we're wrapping this up. Obviously, we're gonna shoot 700. We're by quite a bit. And I just want to wrap this up with saying thank you guys for all the support. I know that a lot of you are going to be upset when you hear that I am going to switch. Just know that it's for my own physical well-being. It's not because I want to. Believe me, I don't want to have to restart my bowling career after being 18 years deep into it. It's not a lot of fun. However, as much as I love bowling, I don't love bowling in pain. I don't love bowling uncomfortable. I don't love bowling when I can't think about bowling. And as much as this has been an absolute nightmare of a scenario for me, right? It's been one of the most scary moments of my life, knowing that if I want to keep bowling, at least pain-free, I have to take my thumb out of it. I always come back to the understanding that fear is good, because the Lord will place the most amazing things in life on just the other side of fear. And so, because of that, I'm going to accept the challenge, and I'm going to go out and try to make the best of what I can of this year, have some fun with it, and when it's all said and done, we'll have some fun, make some good memories, hopefully meet some cool people, hopefully make some cool videos. Now let's finish up this video. Did I just say video like 4 times in the span of 30 seconds? I think I did. Oh no! Honestly, that was so bad I don't even know how I got 9, but I'm gonna take 9. That's a good spare right there. Yes, sir. All right. 746 with a strike. Man, if I'd have got the first one, we could have shot 750. That's all right. We'll take 740. Just make a better shot than whatever that last one was. That was not very good. Can't throw it any better than that right there. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. The journey's about to get real. I just ask that you guys can hang on for dear life because I think that it's going to be pretty cool and we're going to make something pretty awesome out of it. So if you haven't already, go to your local pro shop, buy an Evo Casteria. Ball's sick. Obviously, we just shot 234 with it out of the box. All right. Also, if you guys haven't already, go to Motive Bowling. Support them because they support me. Go support Jopo Grips. Best grips ever. All right. I know everybody makes fun of me. You're like, oh, he's wearing a Twisted shirt, throwing it two-handed. Listen, their grips are literally the best I've ever used in my life. Go get them. Use them. They're phenomenal. Jopo Grips. Also, if you haven't already, go to Zello Gear. Use ToeTap119 as your promo code when you check out. Get a discount off your purchase. Their merch is sick. And also go over and support Genesis because they support me, guys. All right. Thank you so much for the love and support. Just keep grinding. Who knows what can happen this year? I don't know what I'm saying, but you guys know. I'll see you at the next one. Keep everything straight off the hook.